Greetings. Now, sorry for the new location, but, zombies chased me in one of the houses, and, But anyways, this is my third part, I think it is, of my zombie series, and today I'm going to be talking about vehicles for the zombie apocalypse. Yes, vehicles. Now, each one has their own problems, but I'm just going to be talking about the generally thought of ones. But before I go into that, I would like to talk about today's sponsor for this video. Apparently YouTube sponsorship's still a thing in the apocalypse. That's just capitalism for you. It's a great thing. People will do anything for money, which makes sense because with money, you can buy food. Trust me, food is not common in the apocalypse. Plus, some people still think money has actual value and will actually buy stuff. Point is, so you see, our sponsor for today is Bloodshot Skateboards. Now, Bloodshot Skateboards is a up-and-coming skateboard company that specializes in making skateboards that can stand up to the toughest of conditions, with high tech, mixing it with high tech too. But the prototype model is made of a steel alloy, is made up of steel, but the rest of it is made of a plastic-like substance that has a PSI that is similar to that of Kevlar, in the sense that it's also plastic and very strong. I honestly don't know because they didn't tell me much about that kind of stuff that it's made of, just that information. And it has high technological parts in it that allow it to react to your movement and improve your balance. Sort of like a hoverboard, but it doesn't suck and it won't explode probably. And it's solar powered. And I hear that the creator is trying to work on adding a USB port in order to charge USB compatible devices. So, thank you Bloodshot Skateboards for sponsoring this, and let's get on to the video. Okay, now, with that out of the way, let's think about this. What is the most commonly thought of vehicle for zombie apocalypse? Whew. Most people say, best option's a bike because it's quiet, doesn't take gasoline, and you don't have to worry about attracting zombies. Now let me tell you all of the pros for the bike. It's quiet. That's it. Now, what are the problems with the bike? It takes energy to use. Not energy in the form of fuel like gasoline, but energy in the sense that physical energy. You're just going to be tiring yourself out, which is, in the long run, worse than wasting gasoline. Because in the end, you can use gasoline until eventually you run out and can't get any more, and then you can walk. But with this, you go as far as you can, and then you just lay on the ground until you can regain your energy. And if you don't have food or water, you're dead. And you're making yourself sweat more, meaning you're going to be ending up dehydrating yourself, meaning you need more water. And also, you can't really go off-road, meaning unless it's a mountain bike, in which case you can go on somewhat rocky paths, but you can't really go very well off in the more rough terrains on a bike, and forget sand or any coarse dirt. So and if there's damage done to the bike, you need to be able to fix it. And also, you try getting hair and guts out of the gears of your bike, or the chain for that matter. You need to be able to take care of it. So ultimately, bikes not as good as people would think. And then let's talk cars. Cars are surprisingly better. I mean, what are the pros of cars? They get you can allow you to go a bigger, wider distance in much less time. They provide safety from zombies because they would need to get into the car, and zombies are stupid. They don't know how to work handles, and even if they did, you can lock them. there's also the fact they can provide shelter. And ultimately shelter is important. For obvious reasons. Then we have, and then, let's think, then you gotta think about this. How do you, ultimately cars can, have their fuel made from pretty simple stuff. There are cars that you can make compatible fuel by, heating up olive oil or any vegetable oil, really. And you don't even need to convert the engine to, be able to use that stuff. And ultimately, vehicles can be used as a makeshift weapon. If worst case scenario. Think of the scene in Zombieland where Tallahassee drives up and hits a zombie in the face with a door. Or that scene in Pacific Playland where Tallahassee runs over those zombies in a cool way. Anyways, what are the problems with a vehicle? Some can be loud. I'm saying some because not all are loud, but yes, some can be heard from half a mile away. And then there's the fuel issue, which better than the problem with bikes, but ultimately, still a problem, but, there are cars that can work around that. Like, our solar-powered cars, which ultimately are completely energy efficient as long as you're in a place that can handle it. That can ultimately handle being in the sun for long periods of time, but for that you would need it to be sunny, and you can't drive at night. So move to California. That'll get you a few hours. That'll get you a few extra hours a day without the darkness. And ultimately, and also the car maintenance is a pretty bad thing, but, my high school has auto mechanic classes. Ultimately, it's not that, it would be a lot easier if, fix a car with basic tools, than to just walk everywhere, so ultimately, not that bad. In the end, you can ultimately, have no problem. You can ultimately have less of a chance of surviving, with a bike than a car. But ultimately, there are more options than that. I've heard people say horses are a good option. Ultimately, I can't agree. Horses, you don't have to, ultimately, yes, they are rideable. But you have to know how to ride them. You have to, give them a saddle. If you want to be able to fight with them, you have to give them armor. You have to feed them and water them to keep alive. And then there's also the fact that horses get scared and kick you off of them. And ultimately, if it so much as breaks its leg, you're gonna have to put it down because it'll never be able to recover from that if it doesn't heal properly. In the end, horses suck. And then, what about dog sleds? Of course, if you're not in a place that has snow year-round, you're going to have to make a sled that has wheels on it, which ultimately would be more efficient, but you also have to deal with feeding and watering the dogs, such as just like with the horses. Now, you actually can train dogs to be very valuable allies in the zombie apocalypse, because dogs are very loyal, and they can fight. Maybe I'll talk about this more in an episode about pets for the zombie apocalypse. But in the end, dog sleds are not that good because you have to feed and water them, and there's always the chance that when dogs start dying out, because remember, dogs have a limited lifespan, shorter than yours, most likely, and also, well, dogs get old, they get sick, they get attacked by zombies. In the end, it's dog sleds suck. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about skateboards, because we're sponsored by a skateboard company for this episode. Now, you see, are skateboards good? Well, let's talk about pros. They're light, you can carry them with you, and because of that, you won't have to worry about misplacing them and forgetting where you parked. Yeah, yeah, and they can be used as a makeshift weapon if you hit them, especially with the type of skateboards that our sponsor sells because they have a steel frame, but soon to be upgraded to aluminum, but still strong enough to be used as a makeshift weapon. Now, ultimately, there's also the fact that you can use it for makeshift parkour if you're skilled enough to be able to pull it off. Now, what are the problems? Well, they may be faster than walking, but they're still slower than every one of the vehicles that we've mentioned so far. If you fall off and scrape yourself on anything without proper medical materials, you will end up getting infected and then dying. Also, there's the problem that if you ultimately, really, there's not really much of a way to travel with skateboards that is effective. Think about it like this. You live in the city. You run out of supplies. To scavenge, or maybe a horde of zombies is coming towards the city. You need to get out of there fast. So you get what you can. But you come to the problem that you have with even the bike has this problem, but you can't carry many supplies on a skateboard because they're just limited to what you can carry, even though all of the other things have the option to carry more. Now, with that being said, you still need to cover a long distance, and you can't do that on a skateboard because you're powered by your legs. So ultimately, skateboard's not a good option. Now, with that in mind, I'd like to bring up our last vehicle I'm going to mention before telling you my pick. Now, four-wheelers or ATVs. They're the last choice of this video, and possibly my favorite, because they're fun to ride. Now, these are great for going off-road. They have a good speed. Ultimately, there isn't much problem with controlling them. They're pretty easy to ride. I've been riding them since I was 8. I think that I'm not alone in this house. Okay, I'm gonna quiet down. Finish this video, this whispering. Now, vehicles like ATVs are ultimately more practical than most of them because they give you the option to carry more supplies. But ultimately, their main thing is that they can go off-road. But their main weakness is that they don't apply any added protection, and they do require gasoline unless they're solar powered. So ultimately, are they good? Yeah, they're okay, but I wouldn't recommend them for the long run. Now, what would I choose if I could have any zombie vehicle? Now, my number one choice is this car called the Marauder. Now, the Marauder is a car that is a street-legal military assault vehicle that seats 8 people, can withstand dynamite explosions, has tires that can withstand a 12 caliber bullet, can run on a flat, can float, can drive through a brick wall without slowing down, blast-resistant seats, usually a pretty good stereo system, plenty of storage space, racks on it that store 2 spare tires, and so many more features that make it the best. But the best part about it is that it's fuel efficient. Ultimately, it's my personal choice, but ultimately, I want to hear what all of you say. So why don't you say in the comments down below what you think is the best vehicle, and if I missed anything, tell me what you think in the comments. Now, with that being said, it's clear I'm not alone in this house, and I think I might have forgotten my bat in one of the other rooms. So this could be bad. You might not see me in it for a while, but this might be goodbye. is looking bad. I think I hear someone coming. This is me signing off.